Okay, so what we're going to do today is construct a scatter plot. So right here we have a chart of information. The chart represents the outside the outside temperature, and the right side of the chart represents the ice cream sales of a local ice cream store. We're going to take this information and create a scatter plot. In order to do that, we need to label and find the scale of each axis. So I'm going to look at the information for the temperature. I notice that the values in this information vary. They're in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 100s. I have put an asterisk next to the lowest temperature in my data, which is 72 degrees, and an asterisk next to the highest temperature recorded, which was 105 degrees. Since the values in my data go from the 70s to the 100s, I'm going to use that information to figure out what I should do or what I should have for my scale on the horizontal axis. I'm going to use a scale of 5 or 10. I think 5 would be good. Although you could use a scale of 10. I'm choosing a scale of 5 to spread out my horizontal axis. So I'm going to show that each marking on my horizontal axis represents 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, and even though the highest value in my data is 105, I'm going to go a little bit farther. So 105, 110. Now I also want to make sure that I label my horizontal axis. So this information represents the temperature in degrees. But I also need to show that it's temperature in degrees Fahrenheit, as opposed to degrees Celsius. Now I need to do the same thing for my vertical axis. I want to look at my chart. I put an asterisk next to the lowest amount, which is $1,300, and the highest amount, which is $2,700. So that's quite a range. So I'm going to decide to use a scale of, I could probably use a scale of 100 or even 200. I think I'm going to use a scale of 200. Although using a scale of 100 would be fine. I'm going to show on my vertical axis that each mark represents $200. So the first mark is 200, and then 400, 600, and then 800, 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and then 1,600, 1,800, and then 2,000, 2,200, 2,400, 2,600, 2,800. Now even though my data only goes up to 2,700, I want to go a little bit farther. So that's why I wrote it up to 2,800. I want to be able to make sure that all of the data on my scatter plot is represented. So the last thing I need to do for my vertical axis is label it. So I'm going to turn my chart and I'm going to label my vertical axis sales in dollars. Now that we've labeled and figured out a scale for each axis, I can look at my data in the chart and plot those points. So one thing we need to recognize is the data in the chart is bivariate data, which means there's two pieces of information. So I can use the pieces of information as an ordered pair. So a temperature of 75 degrees with ice cream sales at $1,300 can be thought of as an ordered pair. 75, 1,300. So I'm going to go to the horizontal axis and find 75. and then find its dollar amount, which is 1,300. So I have 1,200 and 1,400, so it would be in between, so 1,300. And I'm going to continue that with all of my values in the chart. So 88 degrees is 1,800. So 1,600, 1,800. 94 degrees was $2,200 in sales. 90 degrees had $2,000 in sales. 81 degrees had $1,400 in sales. So 81 degrees at $1,400 in sales. 101 degrees actually yielded my highest amount in sales, which was 2,700 degrees. So there's 2,600, 2,700 would be about there. 96 degrees was $2,315. So 2,315 would be about here. 96 degrees and 2,315 I just plotted. So the next one is 89 degrees and $1,575, which is close to 1,600. 77 degrees and $1,500 in sales. 86 degrees and $1,800 in sales. 105 degrees, which was my highest recorded temperature, gave us a dollar amount of $2,500 in sales. 2,400, 2,500. And lastly, a temperature of 72 degrees gave us $1,350 in sales. So all of these points that I just plotted actually represent the information on our chart as ordered pairs. So the last thing that I want to do in constructing a scatter plot is making a title for the information that we plotted here. So the information showed us the outside temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit and the amount of ice cream sales in dollars. So I'm going to give this title, since it's about ice cream, I'm sure you've heard of the saying, ice cream, we all scream for ice cream. So I'm going to title my scatter plot, We All Scream for Ice Cream. We all scream for ice cream. And it's good to have a title so then whoever's looking at your scatter plot gets an idea of what information is represented. So since the title says we all scream for ice cream, they probably have a good idea that it has something to do with ice cream. And then they recognize down here in the horizontal axis that we have temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. And on the vertical axis, we have sales in dollar amounts. So whoever's reading the scatter plot will be able to make that connection between the bivariate data. And that is how you construct a scatter plot.